This week on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Did you put a recording device in my room?
That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
That's not a yes or a no.
Absolutely no.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new explosive episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That is season 5, episode 15. Let's get right into this recap. Okay, you guys, I told y'all this yesterday when I was recapping Beverly Hills, but this little break that they took felt like years, especially when it came to Salt Lake City. Now, before I even get into the recap, I gotta say, this is, in my opinion, the best show on television at the moment. And in my book, we're not talking about prior seasons, we're talking about at this point in time. I think Salt Lake City has the crown of the best housewife shows currently on, because the way these women bring the drama is just unbelievably entertaining. So let's get right into this episode because there's a lot to talk about. So like I said, I'm glad Salt Lake City is back. So everyone's waking up to a brand new day at the beautiful beach city of Mexico, Puerto Vallarta. Lisa is eating breakfast by herself. She's still pretty bothered by what went on at the dinner last night. Now, what we didn't see that they are now showing is that after the dinner, Bronwyn goes over to Lisa's room to say, "Oh, Lisa, earlier, Heather, Whitney, Angie, and I had a conversation and good things were not said about you. We said some bad things and I regret it." Now, here's my problem with the Bronwyn. I've never had a housewife where like one moment I like her and then the other I don't. Like, she's so hot and cold. Because, lady, the things Whitney, Angie, and Heather were saying, they were saying because they were defending you over the fact that your friend Lisa was defending Todd, who had an infidelity, instead of defending you. But now you're here telling Lisa? Girl, bye. So then we see Meredith go to Heather's room, and oh my gosh, so Meredith is mad because I remember last night at the dinner, Britney kept asking her if she was okay, if she was feeling well, because Britney had heard from Meredith's room, she's saying that she heard Meredith throwing up and crying. Now, while one might think that somebody asking you this is them being concerned about you, Miss Meredith Marks is the queen of spin, so she thinks that Britney is on purpose asking this because she wants to insinuate that Meredith has an eating disorder, that she's bulimic. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. And I cannot believe I'm defending crazy Britney, but I really don't think that was her intention. And to be honest, Meredith, I've never thought you had an eating disorder or anything, but now that you mentioned it, maybe now I'm wondering it. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, she says that she's tired of Britney and she's going to get to the bottom of it. So then they all get together and they get on the Sprinter van so they can go on their activity for the day. And Lisa right away says, "Well, Bronwyn told me that y'all talked bad about me. What did y'all say?" And Angie's like, "Wow, well, like, what did she tell you that we said?" And now Bronwyn is changing her tune. "Well, I felt like this and all this stuff, and I want to be transparent." And Angie's like, "Well, this started because you didn't feel supported by Meredith and Lisa." And you guys, again, this is now the second time this season that Bronwyn has thrown both Angie and Whitney under the bus when they've had her back, and she's done it to be closer to Lisa. So, Lisa says, "Well, okay, Bronwyn already told me what she said, but you two were talking bad about me." She's talking about Whitney and Angie. So Angie and Whitney are trying to explain, but Lisa keeps interrupting. So Whitney has had about enough, and she says, "If you would shut the F up, you would understand what we're trying to say. You're not the only one who gets to talk." And then Lisa's like, "F-U-P-I-T-C-H, you're a B," all this stuff, like just insults, "you're trashy." And, you know, all these insults and the fighting and they're arguing and all this stuff. And Angie happens to look behind Britney's shoulder, and she sees Britney literally on the camera app, and it says video recording. And Angie's like, "Are you recording us?" And Britney says, no, 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 I'm sending a video of myself to my daughter. She just got 100 on her math test. And everyone's like, no, 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 let's look at the phone. Let's look. And you guys, I just gotta love Angie. She says, swipe left and press, no, she said, swipe left like you do on Tinder and press play on that video so we can see what you recorded. And when they see that Britney was actually recording them, they go nuts. Especially Meredith. She really does get the drama award this episode. She was going off the charts. She was like, are you recording us? You need to leave!
Leave! I've had enough of you! This is insane. You are vile! You're recording us? She recorded.
This was so dramatic. Like, do these women not know that they're literally being recorded? They have mics on and the cameras in their faces. And also, Britney, babe, how dumb can you be? You had that damn phone up in the air where everyone could see. Like, you couldn't have been discreet about it. You couldn't have gone to the voice memo app. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, everybody is mad. Everybody. They say, you're recording us. We don't do that. That's a betrayal of friendship. And Meredith's like, that is so disgusting. I had you in my home. You're vile. What have you recorded? And then Heather is bringing up wiretapping laws. I was like, what the hell? Are these ladies serious? But yes, they were serious. And Lisa says to Britney, I will always be careful when I'm around you from now on. And Meredith says, you make lies and assassinate people's characters. So it was just a lot. When the van stops, when they get there, Britney like just runs out of that van and she's like breaking down. She's crying. Now again, I can't believe I'm defending crazy Britney. Now, even though, let's keep it straight, she was wrong at the end of the day. She shouldn't have been recording them. That's weird. That's weird psycho behavior. I agree. But I do think it was a bit much. I mean, she had 7 grown women screaming at her, and especially Meredith was taking it overboard. She was doing way too much. So I think she felt bad. But I do think there was something mentally wrong with Britney, and she was even fighting with the producer in her confessional, saying that she didn't mean to record the ladies, and she claims that the camera was flipped around. Whitney goes down to talk to Britney, and she was really nice. And Britney claims that she never recorded them. Listen, I don't know, she's nuts. But the day is going to continue, and they're going to ride some ATVs, and Heather was stuck with Britney. But it looked like a fun activity, although they had to cross a very scary bridge. I don't know, y'all, that looked terrifying. It looked like that bridge on Shrek when the lava was under it and it was falling apart. I don't think I would have driven through there, but they did. And then it was nice after they crossed that, they went to this beautiful area with water and they all took a little bit of a swim. Then they go to have lunch, and the food looked bomb. First time they probably have had some good food and not just a charcuterie board. Yeah, the food looked really good, but things are really very bad still. They ask Britney again, like, what was your intention? They say, like, listen, that's like a big violation. Now, the thing with Britney is this, y'all. Every time she gave an explanation as to why she was doing it, it was a different reason. Meredith is still mad, but the thing about Meredith is that she's crazy too. And the thing okay, obviously Meredith is mad that Britney was recording them, but I think that Meredith, what she's really mad about is Britney exposing that she was crying and throwing up. That's Meredith's issue. So then, this woman is unbelievable. Britney. Britney says, oh, well, there's something that I haven't come clean on this trip. And everyone's like, oh my god, like, what is it? And they're playing this intense music, and here we're all thinking it's gonna be some big bombshell. And she says, Jared and I are having a physical relationship. Girl. Mary's like, we know that. What the hell? Anyway, Brittany's like crying, and I'm like, Mary, I too was like, oh, you didn't need to tell us that, we knew that. So what? But Heather, Lisa, Bronwyn, and Whitney, they seemed to get it. They had a Mormon perspective. And I guess that they understand the social, religious, and cultural aspect that this has. And, we've definitely heard these women talk about that. And it was nice that they were all able to come around her and lift her up. And Bronwyn especially, because she went through a lot with her daughter because of all that Mormon stuff. And Heather's even crying. And when it comes to Heather, I know that she likes to play this whole, like, I'm a bad Mormon and all this stuff. I can tell that she still struggles with it. I can tell. But to end this, Heather says we all understand each other, but you cannot record us anymore. And I think these ladies really got some PTSD from that Monica drama. Brittany apologizes to everyone, and they're having a bit of a kumbaya moment, but Meredith is still mad. But y'all know Meredith loved to pose. But Brittany, what does your physical relationship with Jared have to do with your recording? I can't. But hey, she distracted them, and I guess it worked for her. So anyway, then they go shopping around the markets. Now I've told y'all I love Mexico, my favorite place to travel, and my favorite part is shopping at these little stores because they have so many cool stuff. I every time I go, I literally want to take a suitcase, an empty suitcase, so I can bring it full of the things I buy. So later they go back to the hotel and they're getting ready for dinner. Now, let me tell y'all, Angie, that's the type of friend we all need. She knows exactly what Mary is going through and she was there. And she was even helping her do her hair. I just love Angie. So Meredith goes to Heather's room and she is still hell bent about this comment Brittany made about her. My gosh, Meredith, now I think you definitely are hiding something. Anyway, she tells Heather that she was actually having what she was having was a cough attack. And she says that she's scared that perhaps Brittany might have bugged her room. So Heather and her go to her room to see if there's a secret recording advice. Ay, 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 por favor. Now, y'all know Brittany ain't that smart to be putting no damn recording device. So then all the ladies are now ready. They look great for the most part, and they go to a beautiful restaurant again, and everyone is much more relaxed. The food again looked very good. Then Angie says that she wants to finish the conversation that they had started on the bus, but they got distracted over the Britney stuff. So Angie says, "Listen, Bronwyn, I don't like how you ran to Lisa again and made me, Whitney, and even Heather look bad." And Bronwyn was mad. She was being rude to Angie and even to Whitney, and I totally get their point. I think they are right. Bronwyn, you seem to want Lisa's approval so bad that you will throw anybody under the bus, even if they've actually been good to you. And here's the thing Bronwyn needs to keep in mind. She keeps burning a lot of bridges, and you're eventually going to be left with no solid relationships on this show. Because clearly Lisa doesn't really care about you that much because you keep crying about it. But the few people that actually have liked you and given you a chance, you keep doing wrong by them. So I don't know. And Lord have mercy. Here we go again. Meredith brings up this vomiting thing once again and she says, "No one can hear anything from my room. You're the only one that claims that, Brittany. You're telling false stories. You're coming at me as a beast, and I'm questioning if you put a recording device in my room." And Brittany says, "That is ridiculous. Absolutely not. No, I didn't." Mary even jokes that Meredith is the most boring one there, so why would anyone want to record her? I mean, she's right. So then they're heading back to the hotel. And when they're in their carts, Angie and Heather are still talking a little bit about this Bronwyn drama, and they're telling Meredith the conversation that they actually had with Bronwyn. And yeah, they admit that they agreed that both Lisa and Meredith were sort of taking Todd's side, and that maybe it might be because Lisa and Meredith have had situations with affairs, whether it's emotional or whatnot, and it might be some projection. And of course, this bothers Meredith as well, and she gets mad. And they're getting off the cart, but she's like she's like, "What did you say, Heather?" But Heather's actually saying, "Let's do an experiment. Let's go inside Meredith's room and talk to see if you can actually hear it from the outside." But Meredith says, "No, we're not going to be doing no experiment. My husband's never cheated on me. Stop talking about my marriage. Y'all don't know." She's going nuts. Lisa goes inside with Meredith to her room, and Meredith is ranting and raving, saying that no one can be trusted. And you know what's crazy, you guys? Everyone can hear her. And Mary even says, "Well, no wonder Brittany heard everything." You could clearly hear. And that was the end of the episode. And you guys, next week is the season finale. I'm so sad that the show is coming to an end because it's so good. But you guys, I don't even know who's crazier at this point, Meredith or Brittany. Like, they are on the crazy boat right now. But you guys, amazing episode. Brittany and all her craziness, as crazy as it is bringing entertainment. And that's what we really want when we watch these shows, right? But you guys, let me know your thoughts about this entire episode. There's a lot to talk about. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.